Bringing all-world wideout Stefon Diggs to Washington unlocks Jayden Daniels' ultimate potential. Supported by Terry McLaurin, this high-flying offense is ready to shock the NFL and steamroll through the NFC East.
For the first time, and he said, man, he can spin it. We know that, but what's the relationship been just in warm-ups here and just throwing for 2 days with him? And what do you feel? Can you read his body language?
100%. I think he does a great job of being definitive with his routes. Very much he's friendly when he comes out the top of his routes. Great hands. I mean, he catches everything. Catches everything. He's super smart. I mean, he knows coverage. He's not going to run the route to get covered. We kind of hit that earlier today in practice. We didn't really talk about it too much, but just two people being on the same page and be able to know football and read coverage, it worked out that way.
One of the other guys we had up here was Sonny Styles, who's a rookie, who says the difference between college and here is, you know, you're in coverage and you think you got it covered, and then the ball gets delivered.
We got a new little weapon for you, man. You got a lot of toys out there. You got a new one. Stefon Diggs came out to practice for the first time, man. What's it like having that presence in the locker room?
It was great, man. Guy came in with a lot of energy, focus, hungry. Just willing to get better, go out here and, you know, push everybody. His resume and his career speaks for itself, man. So I'm excited to be able to, you know, work along with a guy like that that's been so great in his career all those years and, you know, overcame adversity from when he was drafted in the league to, you know, all the stuff that he's been through on the field, man, his injury. So I'm excited to get to learn from him, too.
And it's only been day one, but have you already seen the way
you got to have the right personality as a head coach to deal with Stefon Diggs. In New England, that's not a problem with Mike Vrabel.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. In Houston, that's not a problem with DeMeco Ryan.
Right.
It was a problem in Buffalo with Sean McDermott.
That's true.
It was a problem in Minnesota with their coach.
But he was in New England.
I'm just simply saying this. When you start to look at the situation, New England had already moved past it. New England knew they were getting A.J. Brown. New England signed Romeo Doubs. New England already had the top two receivers on their depth chart set. So Steph Diggs didn't really have a place to
A.J. Brown
fit
is
with
one
them.
thing, but Romeo Doubs, who was considered an elite number 2, I get that, but I'm going like this. Based on everything y'all saying about Stefon Diggs, you just came off of a Super Bowl berth, and you were willing to let him walk.
I can't have too much personality in that.
I don't know, and here's the reason why I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get from Stefon Diggs. Now, before Stefon Diggs had the nasty injury that pretty much ended his career in Houston, the brother was an all-world receiver. And I think that, you know, he's experienced, he's gutsy, he's got a lot of heart, he's got skills when he's 100% healthy. I got nothing but respect for the brother. And when he was in Minnesota and essentially pushed his way out of there, I didn't blame him one bit. They were trying to big up Thielen at his expense when everybody and their grandmama knew he was the best receiver on that squad and he deserved better. He was in Buffalo, engaging in some histrionics from time to time on the sidelines because they were underachieving. You know what? You don't want that, but you don't expect less from a wide receiver in most instances anyway. So you get that and you understand it. Last year in New England,
Media doubts over his knee were bad enough. But what happened next brought a far more terrifying threat. A deadly tactical flaw was exposed, one that could shatter Jayden Daniels' career before the season even begins.
The Washington Commanders and offensive coordinator David Blough have to find a way to get him under center more.
They're gonna.
Staying in the shotgun.
That's what they said they're gonna do.
Staying in the shotgun is a good way to get your quarterback hurt. How do I know that? Last 2 seasons, the top 3 teams when it comes to shotgun snaps on offense: the Cincinnati Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Washington Commanders.
all injuries.
All quarterbacks, all injured.
That's why they made the coordinator switch.
They have to get into formations where there's more deception, so the 11 sets of eyeballs on the defensive side of the ball don't know where the football is at all times. Because guess what? If those guys know where the
This year, right? And is that an adjustment for you? Is that something that comes naturally? I always think footwork is important.
I think I've trained that over my time.
With the playbook restructured and protections locked down, all doubts were erased. And that was the exact moment this dual-threat offense was unleashed to wage absolute war on the NFC East.
I didn't have to use it as much, but you want to be versatile for whatever comes, whatever you want to be able to adapt. But it was an adjustment for me. I'm not going to say I just had it from day one, but it's been an adjustment.
Here's my assessment. I think you know where Terry McLaurin is. I won't talk too much about schematics, but you're hitting him in stride. The chemistry between you two is as good as it's ever been. Am I accurate in that assessment?
You are accurate. Find 17. I think some good things will happen.
Yeah, and he's
Dad, man, what does that make you think of?
Hopefully a lot of touchdowns, man. Hopefully a lot of touchdowns.
Hopefully a lot of touchdowns for sure, man. How do you plan to build that chemistry, man? He's coming in a little late in training camp. We remember last year you need to play with Terry enough. What was that like, man, building this chemistry? How do you plan on doing that so quickly?
Just open communication, constant communication, watching film, talking through a lot of different routes, stuff like that, man. Just the work after practice, man. We got to put in the work, put in the time to get better each and every day. I know he's willing to do that too.
And it's not just the offense that got better, right? This defense got better. We've seen y'all going at it, battling, man. For you, what has it been like going against this new look defense?
It's been a challenge, man. I very much appreciate the challenge that they
The Washington Commanders are executing a high-stakes offensive revolution that is threatening to completely redefine the competitive landscape of the NFC East. When General Manager Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn finalized the blockbuster deal to acquire four-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Stefon Diggs, shockwaves echoed through every front office in professional football. Pairing Diggs with reigning NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year Jayden Daniels and perennial 1,000-yard receiver Terry McLaurin instantly equips Washington with one of the most explosive, multi-dimensional perimeter attacks in the entire league. After decades of quarterback instability and offensive inconsistency in the nation's capital, the Commanders have boldly signaled to the football world that their rebuilding phase is officially over and their crusade for division supremacy has begun. What makes the addition of Stefon Diggs so transformative for sophomore quarterback Jayden Daniels is the immediate tactical chemistry already blossoming during summer practices. Daniels has been effusive in his praise of Diggs' elite craftiness, highlighting his razor-sharp route precision, friendly angles at the breakpoint, and astonishing hands-catcher reliability. Diggs possesses a master-level understanding of defensive coverage shells, knowing exactly how to manipulate cornerbacks without running himself into secondary traps. Statistically, Diggs finished near the top of the NFL in catch rate and receptions above expectation, demonstrating that when a young quarterback targets him, good things consistently happen. In a league where young signal callers must throw receivers open before breaks occur, Diggs provides Daniels with the ultimate security blanket. Opposing secondary coordinators can no longer tilt safety help exclusively toward Terry McLaurin without leaving Diggs one-on-one on the outside, creating an impossible defensive math problem for Commanders' opponents.
Beyond his technical brilliance on the gridiron, Stefon Diggs brings an infectious, battle-tested edge into the Washington locker room. Having overcome a grueling knee injury in Houston, along with past career adversity since his early NFL days, Diggs entered Commanders headquarters with relentless hunger, focus, and leadership drive. As Jayden Daniels noted, Diggs' presence elevates not just the wide receiver meeting room, but forces the defensive backs to compete at a playoff intensity every single rep. Rather than arriving as a self-absorbed veteran, Diggs has actively embraced a mentorship role alongside McLaurin, instilling a ruthless championship standard in Washington's young receiving corps. His work ethic after practice, staying late to run extra route trees and review film with Daniels, has quickly set the tone for the entire roster.
Naturally, high-profile transactions involving elite wide receivers draw intense national scrutiny and vocal media skepticism. Analysts like Stephen A. Smith initially questioned Diggs' fit in Washington, citing his age, recovery from a torn ACL, and past emotional sideline outbursts in Minnesota and Buffalo. Furthermore, critics pointed to New England's willingness to let Diggs walk in free agency as reason for caution. However, head coach Dan Quinn provides the perfect leadership antidote to handle big receiver personalities. Having previously orchestrated Seattle's legendary Legion of Boom defense and managed superstar talent in Atlanta and Dallas, Quinn possesses the exact emotional intelligence, locker room authority, and culture-building credibility required to channel Diggs' fierce passion into tactical dominance on Sundays. Beat reporters in Washington have emphasized that Diggs was beloved in the Patriots' locker room, dispelling media narratives about team friction.
Yet assembling world-class receiver talent means nothing if the franchise cannot protect its most prized asset, Jayden Daniels. Over the past 2 seasons, a disturbing league-wide trend emerged where high-volume shotgun passing offenses suffered catastrophic quarterback injuries. Statistics reveal that the Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, and Washington Commanders ranked at the top of the NFL in shotgun snap frequency, and all 3 saw their starting quarterbacks sidelined by major injuries.
Operating continuously from the shotgun leaves a signal caller vulnerable to blitz packages and predictable pass rush angles. Recognizing this life-and-death threat to Daniels' career, head coach Dan Quinn and new offensive coordinator David Blough initiated a critical tactical pivot heading into the 2026 campaign.
To safeguard Daniels while unlocking explosive play-action opportunities, Washington is making a deliberate shift to get Daniels under center far more frequently. Transitioning under center forces defensive fronts to respect run-game threats, creates ball-handling deception, and hides passing concepts from linebacker eyes. Daniels has thrown himself into perfecting his under-center footwork, drop-back cadence, and huddle urgency. The coaching staff has even deployed helmet-mounted cameras during practice to analyze Daniels' field vision, pre-snap communication, and pocket processing in real time. By forcing defensive lines to pause and diagnose play-action fakes, Washington is drastically reducing hits on their franchise quarterback while creating massive downfield passing windows for McLaurin and Diggs. Furthermore, offensive coordinator David Blough has streamlined the pre-snap communication process inside the huddle. Instead of relying solely on frantic sideline hand signals, Daniels now controls the cadence directly, painting the pre-snap picture for all 10 teammates before breaking the huddle. This increased command allows Daniels to make audible adjustments at the line of scrimmage, changing blocking protections or audibling to hot routes when blitzes are detected. Having the freedom to check into the ideal play call elevates Daniels from a promising young talent into a cerebral elite field general who commands full ownership over the offense. In addition to perimeter passing firepower, Washington's offensive efficiency relies heavily on establishing a physical, downhill running attack. By pairing dynamic running back production with an improved interior offensive line, David Blough can utilize heavy personnel formations to keep opposing linebackers guessing. When defenses stack the box to stop the run, Daniels can immediately pull the ball out on play-action boots and target Stefon Diggs or Terry McLaurin running free into open seams. This balanced approach ensures that Washington does not become a one-dimensional passing team reliant on heroic fourth-quarter comebacks. This offensive evolution is being further forged through relentless iron sharpens iron battles against Washington's revamped defensive unit during training camp. Head coach Dan Quinn has built a tough, aggressive defensive front that tests Daniels with exotic blitz schemes and disguised coverages daily. The battles between Washington's secondary and the wide receiver corps have been fierce, raising the team's overall physical conditioning. Furthermore, upcoming joint practice sessions against the Miami Dolphins will provide the Commanders with vital reps to calibrate their new offensive timing against an unfamiliar opponent. This grueling preparation ensures that when Week 1 arrives, Daniels and his new-look offense will possess an answer for every defensive look thrown their way. Navigating the NFC East will be a grueling 17-game physical gauntlet. To capture the division title, Washington must dethrone the Philadelphia Eagles and outduel the Dallas Cowboys in high-scoring shootouts. The Eagles possess a formidable pass rush and an aggressive defense under Vic Fangio, while the Cowboys boast explosive offensive weapons of their own. However, with Stefon Diggs working intermediate zones and Terry McLaurin stretching the field vertically, Washington now boasts the offensive firepower necessary to match any team point for point. Ultimately, the blueprint for the Washington Commanders is clear and uncompromising. They possess a generational young quarterback in Jayden Daniels, a master motivator in Dan Quinn, and a terrifying wide receiver duo in Stefon Diggs and Terry McLaurin. If David Blough's scheme keeps Daniels clean in the pocket and Diggs continues to dominate intermediate coverages, Washington will not only contend for a playoff spot, they will unleash a touchdown barrage that dismantles the NFC East and announces the Commanders as a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The foundation is set, the weapons are loaded, and Washington is ready to take the league by storm. Thank you for watching Sport Current. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video to support the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NFL and WNBA news, breaking stories, game updates, trades, and the biggest moments in American sports. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Sport Current.